Yoo-hoo! I'll make you famous.
Good morning, Vietnam! Hey, this is not a test. This is rock and roll.
I love jelly beans. Can I please?
No, you can't have any fucking jelly beans!
It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive.
There'll be no rest for the
Twisted.
What was that?
Just a zombie.
Just a zombie?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another exciting episode of No Rest for the Twisted, hosted by me, Zombie Torres, and the lovely
Jelly Bean.
Well, I hope you will enjoy our show today. Our show is about weird shit in the media this past week. So I will tell you 3 things that I found, and then Jellybean will tell you 3 things that she found, and basically just talk shit and complain about it. But first, we here like to remind you guys how we met many, many moons ago. Do you want to go ahead and tell them how we met many, many moons ago, Jellybean?
Sure. It's not really that interesting of a story. We originally had just, when we were younger, hanging out, and we both, like, through mutual friends, it was a group of us hanging out, and I remember we were going to a party, and the guy who was driving us, I don't even remember his name now, but the guy who was driving us was intoxicated. You know, you make bad decisions when you're young, and he was driving drunk, and actually we hit somebody, which sounds really horrible, and he was kind of on the side of the road, and we were all freaking out, and like didn't know what to do. We were just freaking out, and then this one guy was just like, no, if we call the cops, then I'm not gonna get into college, and like all this shit. And like, I don't remember why we agreed to it, but like we all agreed to just like leave that poor guy there, and not call the cops or anything. And so we went on our way, and you and I had fallen out of contact. We weren't really talking or anything. And then like a year later, we started getting these crazy ass notes talking about that they knew what we did that summer before. And so we reconnected when you and I started getting the notes, and we were trying to figure out what to do. And, fast forward, here we are.
I remember those notes. I mean, fuck, it's like when they're like, oh, I know what you did. I'm like, wait, you saw me jacking off by the park? Like, what? Like, so.
Right. And it was the summer before, and I was just like, I did a lot of things that summer.
Right, because I was thinking, like, wait a minute, I did also a lot of things. I'm like, let's narrow it down. What are we talking about?
Can you be more specific?
Yeah, I mean, are we talking about, federal charges?
Right. I don't even know what happened to the rest of that group of people, because I think we all got the notes.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't.
It seems like they disappeared.
Yeah, I don't remember any of those people. It was kind of like it's all a blur.
Yeah, it's all a blur. I remember there was just this one girl though that was so fucking annoying, and like.
Oh, the skinny chick with the big tits. God, what is her name?
Yes, like, yeah, kind of a butterface, but like.
She's like, come on and show me, whatever. Yeah, I remember that.
Right. Yeah, like she wasn't afraid anymore or some shit. I don't know. I think she heard voices. Anyways, but that's how we met.
Ah, the good old days. I miss the 90s.
Yeah.
All right, so do you want to go first, or should I go first on the weird stories?
I'll go first.
Okay.
So I have 3 options to choose from. I have a kind of serious, relevant topic. I have a kind of funny topic and a uh, a comment on society topic. Which would you like to go
Oh,
for
okay. Well,
first?
let's get rid of the serious stuff first. So let's do the first one.
All right. So, as you know, there was a little bit of a story about a gentleman named Sean Diddy Combs.
Never heard of him, but go on.
Yeah, yeah. He got famous by killing his best friend and covering it up and then riding his coattails. And turns out he had some really wild, crazy parties that involved a lot of baby oil and a lot of sex trafficking and a lot of abuse, turns out. But yeah, no, seriously. So Puff Daddy was sentenced this past week. And I don't know, did you see his his letter where he's pleading for the judges?
I didn't see it. I didn't watch the 12-minute video either.
Right.
I was watching the news yesterday morning when they were talking about it, and they briefly went over it, obviously, and then just pointed out you know, the important shit, how he was crying. He's like, I'm sorry, I need
Yeah.
help, and I'm just like, no, motherfucker, you're sorry because you got caught, and now you got to spend.
Right. And he's such a little bitch. And like, so I don't know if you actually saw, but the judge ended up giving him, because his attorneys were trying to ask for
Time served.
12 months, including time served. So he would have served like 4 months. And instead, he got 4 years.
I did see that.
Uh,
Yes.
which we'll see how much of that he serves. But you know what? Like, obviously, this whole thing is bullshit. Like, he's a fucking piece of shit human being. Um, but just commenting on like the elite status, like now they're waiting on his attorneys to pick which prison he serves the sentence in. And it's like that shouldn't be a thing. Like, he shouldn't get to pick where he goes.
I agree. I fucking agree.
That's such bullshit. Now, do you want to hear my conspiracy brain on this?
Sure.
So, you know that I believe in like the Illuminati and the Bilderberg Group and, Bohemian Grove and all of that. Like, there's a greater power, axis of evil type of thing. And I I have this theory that when certain things happen like this, like it's kind of a sacrifice to the Illuminati gods, just like you're gonna get, phenomenal cosmic power, and then eventually, like, if they have to pull your card, they're gonna pull your card. So like I think that's what happened with Bill Cosby. Like, something was happening that they wanted to distract us from, and so they're like, all right, you're old, so now we're going to pull your card. And the same thing with Harvey Weinstein. Like, we let you do all this shit for so long, but now we need to distract from, whatever it is. So now we're going to put you out. And so I think, with everything that's going on, like, they needed a huge distraction, and Puff Daddy's card got pulled. And like that's how, like, how did the camera footage of Cassie getting her ass fucking beat never show up before? All of a sudden it's a thing. Like,
Well, I heard that P Diddy paid someone, um, in the hotel to not release it,
right,
but
but
then I heard
still.
someone else got a hold of it and they released it on purpose to start this. So I mean, yeah,
Right.
you're right. I mean, it's
And
kind of like,
that's, yeah.
without getting political on this on the episode. Would you say the same thing about, like, your Charlie Kirks, or that,
Yes.
or your,
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna, yeah,
I
we'll
mean,
we'll say
without going
yes.
into that in this episode.
Right,
Okay.
right. Without going into that, yes, I think situations like that are used as distractions and are deliberately orchestrated.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I do. Okay. I'm not a big, theorist, if you will, like yourself, but I am open to the, it's. I mean, I've seen documentaries where it's just like, okay, I'm open to the possibility of shit.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, anything's possible.
Yes. I'm not one of these people that. I mean, I have an open mind. That's why watching the world burn right now with all this religious bullshit is like fucking just sad as shit. But well, like Trump says, he likes the poorly educated, and that is, I feel religion is the downfall of humankind.
Yeah.
Because it's like you. I mean, I grew up Catholic, Mexican Catholic, which we've talked about this before, is a lot more graphic and a lot more intense than growing up Catholic in fucking suburban Chicago with a white family or
Right.
whatever. So
Right.
I would say it was very traumatizing growing up and being told that you're gonna go to hell and the world is gonna end and all this shit and
Right. And you're
so
not allowed to talk directly to God. Like you have to go through all these channels and
right.
yeah.
So I mean, my belief system now is like, look, I feel that all religion is bullshit. I believe the Bible was meant as more of uh, like a guide, like stories of like, hey, like you should do
Well,
good and kind of.
there was, and I know we're gonna go get deep in the weeds on this, and we need to pull back. But like, there was a comedian a while back who was talking about like the Bible being written and everything, and is like, it's just his friends' versions of what happened, and it's like, what if Jesus walking on water was just like a bunch of them were drunk and he was like standing in the middle of a puddle? They're like, whoa, he's walking on water. And like, that's how we ended up with that story.
You
But,
never know because I feel like shit like that happens all the time. Like,
right, right.
but yeah, like, I don't want to go
Anywho,
too much into this,
yeah,
but
yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's pull back. So yeah,
well,
that was my serious story, was the bullshit that is this whole Puff Daddy thing.
okay.
So
Um,
yeah, your turn.
okay, it's my turn. Okay, so mine. I'm actually going to tell you how I actually came across this. I was going through not TikTok, but like Instagram, and one of these videos popped up, and it was like some shit like, oh yeah, I made 50 grand by getting pooped on, and I was like, I'm sorry. you know so then I fucking did a little research, and I guess there are these things called porta party. The phrase is porta party Dubai, and they have these porta parties, or porta potty parties, I guess. And
Porta potty parties.
yes,
Jesus.
porta potty parties. Okay, so this is what Google tells us. The phrase porta party Dubai refers to extremely disturbing and illegal events in Dubai, not to a legitimate event service. These quote unquote porta potty parties involve the trafficking and sexual exploitation of women, particularly models and influencers. Uh, what is a porta potty party, you say? It is where wealthy individuals or criminal organizers lure women to Dubai under false pretenses, such as promised modeling jobs, luxury stays, or paid appearances. Once there, the victims are coerced into performing highly degrading sexual acts for large sums of money, including being urinated and defecated on. The women are frequently put in physical danger and are often unable to leave. A recent BBC investigation uncovered the operations of a sex trafficking ring which lured vulnerable women with false promises. And I guess there was a model, a Ukrainian model, that was found with like serious injuries in Dubai on the road, like on the side of the road, in March of this year, actually. So,
Jeez.
uh, despite changes to morality laws in Dubai, women involved in these activities still face legal risks for crimes like indecency or adultery, specifically if married men are present. Uh, The BBC investigation also reported that 2 women linked to a sex ring operator later died after falling from a high-rise apartment. Okay, so that's the
So natural causes.
yes. It's like, oh, she tripped and fell out of this 40-story window or building. Uh, but that's some weird shit. No pun intended.
I see what you did there.
I mean, okay, without being too gross, because I feel, would you
Yeah.
do something like this for 50? Like if someone said, "Let me come to my country, let me poop on you for 50 grand."
If I'm being completely honest, now, no. In my late teens, early 20s, when I was super vulnerable and had no money and no family and no options, I might have, if I'm being honest.
Huh?
I might have. I mean, I've done some pretty fucked up shit, so, I
No pun
mean,
intended. Ba-boom.
what was
Uh,
that sound? Um,
all right,
yeah,
hold on. Is
no.
it here? Hold on. No, that's not it. Hold on. Okay, that's not it. Hold on. Nope. I think I finally have it. So yeah, no pun intended. There we go. Sorry, my buttons are not marked, so I don't know which button does what.
Well, and I can't hear it,
And you
so
can't-
I'm just like.
But you'll hear it in
Anyway.
post. So yeah, so huh?
So yeah, I mean, but I get like, if I came from a well-adjusted family where I was like a normal person and somebody asked me to do that, oh, like ew.
Look, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I mean, you know me. I'm a pretty sexual person. Uh, I am fucking perverted up the. I'm like probably one of the perviest fucking people.
True story.
But I don't think I'm like. There are things that I'm just like, nope, cannot watch that shit. And I've watched gay porn when I worked at a porn company. You know, where I had to watch and make sure like the movie was good or whatever. But I don't know. It just
We're definitely gonna have an episode on that later.
I guess what I'm trying to say is like, I feel we're all curious, and some of us would be like, well, I kind of want to see what that looks like, you know, just out of curiosity.
You know, I think the thing
Like,
is that-
okay, think about like when you turned 18. Like one of the first things I did as soon as I turned 18 was like, oh, I want to see what a porn shop looks like. You know what I mean? Or and then you hear all these. Well, I mean, as a guy, I guess but. And then you hear all these stories about like rock stars going to like Europe and like, oh my god, they had like bestiality porn and it was so fun to watch. It's just like,
ew.
you never read biographies of rock stars and shit. I
A
forgot what.
episiotomy porn?
Yeah, I guess you know how bestiality is like legal and.
Oh, bestiality.
Yeah,
I thought you said episiotomy.
Oh no, bestiality.
Yeah.
So I mean, I guess
it's not okay, but yeah, no, okay.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that I guess it's legal out there.
Right, because there's so many jokes about like going to see a donkey show.
Right. But then again, I've read so many biographies from musicians touring in the 80s and 70s, and they're like, oh yeah, when we got to like blah blah blah, I found a chick fucking a dog, and I'm like, what would that look like? You know what I mean? Like, not that.
You're right.
It's just like that curiosity. You know what I mean?
Right, because you're just like, how?
Right. It's kind of like when someone tells you, like, "Oh my God, did you see
But
what?"
equally grossed out.
Right. Exactly. But yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like, well, but not that I'm into that shit because I'm not. I'm just like, but there is part of me that'll be like, what was like? How did that happen? You know what I mean? Like, and then how do you hire people like that? Hey, so I'll give you like 20 grand if you fuck this donkey right here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that I would definitely not ever have even considered. But like the thing is that we grew up in the 2 girls 1 cup generation.
Right. And that was fucking nasty.
So yeah, like the curiosity and gross factor is equal.
I agree. But I mean, there's a lot of weird shit out there. you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not gonna
Or
lie,
those
like
body
I have
parties.
I have had people show me some weird shit. I've seen some shit. I've seen some shit in real life, and I'm just like, okay, that's enough. That's enough for today. You know?
So the title of this episode is "Seen Some Shit."
Yeah, we seen some shit. We seen some shit.
Okay.
All right, so the next one falls on you, man.
Well, now that I know that's a thing, um, so then I'll go to the moderately serious one. I mean, it's not really serious, but so I don't know if you heard, but this past week, um, a cop pulled over a car for this is in Northern California. A cop pulled over a car for making an illegal U-turn, and he wasn't allowed to give it a ticket. Want to know why?
Oh wait, I actually just read this yesterday. Because it was a self-driving car or something like that.
Yeah, because it's fucking Waymo car, and the cop was like, "There's no box to check for robot," and so the car didn't get a ticket, and um, so it's like, okay, so what happens in this scenario? First of all, like the company said, "Oh, we'll work on reprogramming so that doesn't happen again," but like, how fast are these cars information updated? Like if they change, like they add a street somewhere or change like there's a temporary no turn or whatever, like are these cars just doing it anyways?
Well, my
And
question.
like, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say my question is like if it would have killed somebody,
Right.
who do you fucking sue?
Well, yeah, and it should be the Waymo company. And so like people in the comments, obviously people were incensed, and um so yeah, people were pissed, and they're just like, first of all, people want to know how they got the Waymo car to pull over, because it's like, kind of curious about that. But
Well, I'm sorry. I'm kind of curious. Was this a white car or is it a
it
black
was
car?
it was a white car. It
Uh,
was a white car. I'm sure
okay.
if it was a black car, it would have gotten shot.
Like blowing out the tires with a gun. Yeah, I can see that.
Right, right. The windows broken open, and
Like, oh,
anyways, yeah. Anyways, um, so, but they're saying that the company itself should have essentially been ticketed, you know, and it's so. My question is this, and it kind of leads to a bigger question: is as as technology is developing and they're slowly desensitizing us to AI and to robotics and things like that, it's just it's slowly starting to take over. And do these companies have responsibilities? Like you were saying, what if it hits someone? You know, like how are these companies being held accountable for this shit? And like, I don't know if you remember a few months back, like people in San Francisco were losing their minds because the Waymo parking lot, they were all honking at each other all night.
oh, I did remember that. Yes, yes, yes. I did remember that.
Like, could you imagine living next to that?
Fuck no.
And like, you know, Tesla, like they built in LA, they built a Tesla dining center or something,
Oh, in West
where
Hollywood, yeah, like the little
yeah, where
that little
and it
drive-in
has
kind
like
of.
a huge, yeah, and it
Yeah.
has a huge video screen that covers up like half a building, so people who could see out their windows before can no longer see out their windows. And it's just like, and they just have to accept that. That's just, it is what it is. like, and just saying, like, I feel as if we're in, like, the sci-fi comics are starting to come true, you know. Sometimes when I see commercials and stuff, I'm like, oh, that looks like a commercial from fucking um Demolition Man, you know. Like
Hey,
some of these commercials where they're just like, if you wear this injectable now and we can track you, and like you see those in movies and you're just like, oh, that'll never happen. But meanwhile they're like, wear this aura ring, the aura ring can monitor your blood pressure and this and that and send it to a computer, and we're going to monitor you everywhere you go. Like, it just, yeah. So the whole cop not being able to ticket a robot thing just kind of triggered that sense of like, oh, we're in it now.
it really does feel like, because you're right. I remember watching movie, like you watch RoboCop, and obviously it's like you know, a time where the rich were rich and the poor were fucking poor, and they were using the cops to keep the poor
Yep.
you know what I mean? And I was just like, it's like, oh man, that must be like, if that was real life, that would just suck and shit, and
Yep.
and not to get off topic here, again, this is not something I want to go down, but have you watched uh the documentary on Prime, Shiny Happy People?
I haven't watched it. It's on my list, but I never actually ended up watching it.
Okay, you need to watch that, because you got to watch season 2 that just came out, and it's more of a, like this, like Christian, this teenage Christian camp that that they opened up and shit, and where they're
Yeah.
pretty much like, it started off as like, oh yeah, give your life to Jesus, and then they were like, fuck you, like, you're soldiers of Jesus, and what's your bad, and then they would put them to
Oh,
these like,
did I watch it? I might have watched it. Anyways, continue.
well, there was this scene where they were talking about this fucking movie that came out that they produced, where like Christians are like, being persecuted, and there's a scene where the dad is like telling the son, like, oh, son, people didn't believe in Jesus, whatever, and then they take you realize that they're like in this like apocalyptic, anti-Christian world where the dad's gonna go be put down and the kid is next, and it's just like, oh my god, dude, like, Christians love to be the fucking victim.
Oh my god.
Like, they
Yeah.
like to create fictitious scenarios
Right.
to be, and it's like, how have you been fucking persecuted? You know what I mean? Like, show, I don't know, but it kind of
Yeah,
just like,
I agree.
it kind of went back to that, if apocalyptic world, everybody's like, but I'm like, dude, but we're living that shit now. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even if I'm like around older white people, and I'm with someone that speaks Spanish, I'm afraid to fucking speak Spanish now too,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, there's a fucking Mexican that's calling for ice and shit. Uh, but
Oh, that's another news topic we should talk about. Anyways, continue.
yeah, but I guess that was my point. Is like, I was just right now, okay, not to segue from our topics, but right now we were talking about this, the beginning of this apocalyptic world that we're
Right.
pretty, it
Well,
reminded me of that fucking clip they showed in that documentary, and it's like, how funny that these guys are actually doing the conquering, or the taking over the country, and you're still pretending to be the fucking victim, you know.
I don't know. I'm gonna guess you've seen it, but have you seen um the really famous documentary? Well, it's documentary now with Luke Wilson called Idiocracy.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
it's so fucking real. It's so real and it's scary. Like,
Um.
electrolytes. It's
Okay.
what plants crave.
Yes. Did you know that that was like the first time they actually used Crocs? Do you know this?
Used what?
Crocs, like the shoe, the Crocs shoe.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, briefly from what I remember, they were looking for like futuristic shoes that people would like, be wearing in the future. And I guess this Crocs company had just started, so they like provided the shoes for like the kit for the movie, and now it's
That's
this.
funny.
Yeah, so
That's really
I
funny.
know there's like a whole more detailed story, but yeah, that's pretty much like the short version.
Yeah, I don't want to go. Yeah,
Uh,
I don't, again, tangent, but yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like the robots and like everything else that's going on and shit. I'm like, we're really starting to live idiocracy, and it's insane.
right. And one. Okay. Again, and we're not going to go down this road, but with recent events or people, and I've seen way too many of these to be like, you guys are fucking retarded.
Yeah.
People thinking that Bad Bunny, a Puerto Rican, is not a
Yeah,
U.S.
that's
citizen.
what I was saying, is we should talk about Bad Bunny, that whole Bad Bunny
Because
thing.
you know how many people I've seen make stupid videos talking about, oh well, we need fucking American citizens performing.
Right. Like, how many people in this country don't know that Puerto Ricans are American?
Apparently a lot, and apparently a lot of people,
Yes.
and
Like
apparently
an alarming amount.
no, and then people think that the U.S. won the Alamo. Like I've seen a couple. I'm not even kidding. Google this shit. I've seen people
Wow.
like where they're being recorded being all racist. Like, well, never forget the Alamo. We won the Alamo. I'm like, no, you didn't.
Right.
Um, but yeah, it's just like it's not even funny anymore.
Yeah.
And then
No, it's not. It's really not. Yeah, I've been, I get sucked into fighting with people on the interwebs,
oh, I do.
which I know I shouldn't do, but I do all the time.
I
And
actually
like,
I actually got banned from that next door neighbor app, whatever it's called,
oh.
because I got it, and then I got like I got no. Well, first of all, I got a banned for like 3 days,
That's
and
funny.
and then I'm just like, well, fuck you and fuck your app, and because
Right.
they were gonna reinstate it like in 3 days or whatever. And because I was told like, oh, you can't say that, it's just like, well, what about that fucking cunt, she said shit too, like, aren't you gonna fucking ban her?
Right.
And then I was just like, you know what, fuck you, fuck your app, obviously you didn't read my shit. And then the day that I was supposed to get reinstated, I get an email saying, oh, we're gonna reinstate you like in 2 weeks for the comments that you sent to us. And I was just like, so then I was like, you know what, dude? I said, whoever the fuck is reading this shit, just delete my fucking profile.
Right.
I said, just fuck
it's
you,
not that serious.
because obviously, and I'm because I can't obviously open a different profile. The only thing the only reason this kind of pissed me off is like someone had actually hit me up to sell them like this old TV I had in my garage for like $150. So then I couldn't like contact that chick anymore. So I was like, motherfucker, I'm at 150 because of the. But anyway, but
Anyway, I've been fighting with the old white people on Facebook about the whole Bad Bunny thing. And like I saw a post that was like, it showed like um you know people who have performed at the Super Bowl who weren't actually American citizens,
like
like U2.
U2 and
Yeah,
the Rolling
and shit like
Stones and
Coldplay. Like,
Coldplay,
yeah. And,
Shakira, yeah. So
yeah. And
I
it's
mean,
just,
fuck it, Rihanna, she's not a citizen.
Rihanna, right. And yeah, and it's just like, okay, but also like the people who are complaining are just like, who is Bad Bunny? And it's like, okay, you've got to realize you're no longer the demographic for the halftime show. Like,
Wait a
you have
minute,
aged out of
ma'am, are you telling me that I cannot listen to Kid Rock and Jason Aldean and
Right.
Luke Bryant at the halftime show? Well, I'm just upset. I'm gonna write a strongly worded letter to the NFL.
Yeah. Oh my God, the amount of these broads that are just like, I'm not watching the Super Bowl because the halftime show is whatever, whatever. And it's just like, okay, so if it's anything outside of a country person, is considered woke now. Like, and don't get me started on the use of woke and how white people gentrified that word, and it doesn't mean what people think it means. But anyways, like, yeah. Anyway, okay, we are veering. Let's come back. Let's come back.
Don't worry,
So I
we will
we
have
just
an
finished my
official
robot
political
story.
show one day. Don't worry.
Huh?
I said we will have an official political show one day.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Maybe for
So
November when the voting season. You know when they're.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
but no,
Okay,
I
so
totally get it. I know like it's just
yeah, that all stemmed in. I'm sure by now, if people have listened to the other two episodes,
right.
they know that this is just how this goes. So, anyways, so that was my um robot car can't get a ticket um story. So now you're onto your second story.
Okay, so my second story actually was kind of shocking, and I'm actually kind of upset about it. And considering I loathe this organization, and I'm going to tell you quickly why. When I first fucked up my back, 2013, I was going to USC, and I was actually going to have. I was supposed to have surgery within the first year of fucking up my back. You know, I was going because they were sending me to the USC, the old hospital in East LA.
Yeah, yeah, county.
The county, yes. So it for those of you who don't, if you watch, was it General Hospital that used the footage of the county hospital?
I don't know.
Oh, I think in the '80s, General Hospital used footage of the county hospital in LA as their intro. It was also in Blood In Blood Out when.
Yeah, just think of any hospital where you see people of color.
Plus, this is like from what I hear, it is a very haunted hospital. But the build,
Yeah.
so the building was built in the 30s, and after the Northridge earthquake, I think it got fucked up. So they built a brand new building next to it. So I was going to the new building, obviously, and I was supposed to be scheduled for surgery, like in I think August of the following year after I fucked up my back, and I was like two visits away because like I had to see the surgeons and blah blah blah.
Right.
The second to last meeting before like basically I was gonna have this one meeting and then my next was gonna be my surgery. Apparently my doctor's my doctor was no longer in their network, so they basically told me to fuck off in so many ways. And I'm like, but I've been coming here for a fucking year. My surgery was supposed to be next month. Sorry, your doctor's no longer in our network, so you're gonna have to find someone. And I was just like, well, fuck you. And
Right.
so, in light of that, I am not shocked by what I'm about to tell you. USC has been selling dead bodies to the U.S. military to train IDF medical personnel in Israel.
Oh, shit.
So
I had not heard that, but I am not surprised.
a review of 7 years worth of contracts unveiled more than $860,000 to use cadavers in surgical training involving the Israeli Defense Forces. Near the end of 2017, the United States Navy filed a notice of intent to begin purchasing human cadavers from the University of Southern California. The purpose? Use dead bodies in trauma surgery training for Israeli Defense Forces. Since the notice, the Navy has paid USC more than $860 $100 for at least 89 fresh cadaver bodies, 32 of which were used specifically for IDF training at Los Angeles General Medical Center.
Jesus.
One contract is still ongoing. The Navy has already paid USC over $500,000, but the most recent contract allows for an additional $225 worth of cadavers to be purchased at the Navy's discretion, which would bring USC's total earned for the last 7 years to nearly $1.1 million. While the three contracts in question make up less than 1% of USC's 367 contracts with the Navy, Annenberg Media was unable to locate any other U.S. universities that had similar contracts involving the IDF. So, that being said, your fucking bodies that are being donated to schools in science are being used for fucking military,
Israeli military.
yeah. So for genocide and
Right,
which is
right.
bullshit. So fuck you, USC. Uh,
USC, by the way, is responsible for um why I only have like 20% hearing in my right ear.
what?
I didn't tell you that story.
No, do you tell?
Um, well, I was going to. It was when I was in Job Corps, which is it was a government funded trade school, basically in downtown LA, and I lived there. And um, I my ear started bleeding, and like I was in an exceptional amount of pain. And you don't have medical coverage when you're there, so they just drop you off at the county hospital, USC. And so it turns out I had ruptured my eardrum with a Q-tip. And because I didn't have medical insurance, they refused to do the surgery that I needed. And
Wow.
so it just grew scar tissue over my eardrum. And so I can't really hear out of that ear. And those bone conducting headphones that like you put in and like they go, that's how you hear is through conduction.
Yeah.
I can't use them on that ear. It won't work. But yeah,
Well, that sucks.
yeah, that's something. Yeah,
So that's a big fuck you to USC and their
right.
bullshit.
I mean, it's not the same as being refused back surgery, clearly, but yeah. So I'm with you. Fuck USC.
Yeah, dude, because that back surgery would, if it would have been taken care. I mean, it took me 5 fucking years, me fighting, because at the end of the day, it was like what do they call it? It was written wrong on the paperwork, or the codes weren't the proper codes
Oh,
for
yeah.
weren't so finally someone caught that, advocated for me, and then I got surgery after that, like right away. But it took like 5 fucking years of up, like dude, there was one surgeon where I had literally already changed into my gown, and my friend had dropped me off at the hospital because I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna be here, and they're like, oh, you need to call your doctor's office. And then I call my
Oh my
and
god.
they're like, and then I'm like, what happens? Like, oh, they canceled the surgery. and and
Shut the
and
fuck up.
I swear to God, and I was like,
Oh my god.
yeah. And then I find out that legally they're supposed to cancel a surgery like 4 days. And like I said, I was already fucking there, and so fuck you, Valley Prez in Van Nuys. Um,
Oh yeah.
so, but yeah, and like so, our our insurance companies are just bullshit, honestly. But
Oh yeah. Well, we'll save the American healthcare crisis for our political conversation.
oh, trust me,
Political show.
I have a lot to say about that. So
I do as well.
but yeah, that's pretty much that's my second story. The fuck you to a USC for, I mean, fuck, dude. Now I'm like, I don't want to donate my body to science anymore, just for like, you know,
Right. Right.
um, but yeah, so that's a big, fuck you to the USC people. Uh,
And specifically the medical center, not the school.
well, fuck the school too, man.
Go Bruins.
It's like, and if you ever parked by the by the exit near Martin Luther King Avenue, and you got your car hit, that was me.
Oh.
That was me. You shouldn't have fucking parked there, asshole.
Oh my god, I so hope someday this gets to that person.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my
I guess
God,
let me specify. If you were doing construction and had a work truck on a rainy night in USC and someone hit your car because you parked in a non-parking section, uh, yeah, that was me. But okay, but let's do your last one, and then I will do my
Okay.
last.
My last one is for funsies. Um, Hold on, let me pull up my notes here because it's pretty great. Uh, I made notes. I did make notes. Um, did you know that zebras uh are less like don't have an issue with flies like other, like horses and cows and stuff do?
I did not know that.
All right. Well, on today's episode of Did You Know? Have you so you know what the Nobel Prize is, right?
It's the prize that they should give to our Lord and Savior Donald Trump. Yes, I know it is.
Okay. Well, there is a another version called the IG Nobel Prize, which is a satirical prize that is awarded annually since 1991 to promote public engagement with scientific research. Its aim is to honor achievements that first make people laugh and then make them think. The name of the award is a pun on the Nobel Prize, which it parodies, and on the word ignoble. So I did not know that was a thing. Um, but apparently it is, and they just announced the 2025 IG Nobel Prize winners. And one of these people, what a group of scientists in Japan were testing the theory about zebras not being bit because of their stripes. And so they started painting cows with black and white stripes to see if it prevented biting flies from biting them without using a pesticide. And it fucking worked.
Shut up.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty cool.
right. And I was just like, okay, I learned so much in the 5 minutes that I read this.
I sort of
So
we need to be more like Japan, man.
okay, I'm not. Hold on, let me finish, because that's a whole nother conversation. So, organized by the scientific humor magazine Annals of Improbable Research, the IG Nobel Prizes are presented by Nobel laureates in a ceremony at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, or better known as MIT. The winners also deliver public lectures. The IG Nobel Prize monetary award is given in a solitary banknote for the amount of 10 trillion Zimbabwe dollars. Do you want to take a guess at how much 10 trillion Zimbabwean dollars is in US dollars?
Like $5.
40 cents.
Shut up.
Yeah. I was like, fuck, I want to move to Zimbabwe now. Um,
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't.
that's where I'm retiring, in Zimbabwe.
That just reminded me of that scene in Euro Trip. Remember that? Have you seen it?
Uh-huh.
Where they go
Yeah.
to that little
No,
small
that's
village
exactly
and it's
what I was thinking about.
like here's like 25 cents. Oh my god, I can retire and buy a house.
In Bratislava. Um, so yeah, that was so the winning that was the most popular of the prizes, but there's actually a lot more. Um, and I saved a link to the article, and now I'm looking it back up. Okay, so in addition to the cow being painted with black and white stripes, there were a couple other prizes that were won, and uh, sorry, I really want to tell you. Stay with me. Stay with me. I don't know why I'm scrolling this as if you're gonna like walk away from me. Um, and you can edit this part in post.
Wait, Tom, the best part.
Okay, so there was the cows and the flies, right? And it's funny because when the guy went to do his acceptance speech, he said, "When I did this experiment, I hoped that I would win the IG Nobel. It was my dream. It's unbelievable," he said. Uh, his team put tape on Japanese beef cows and then spray painted them with white stripes. As he was like when he accepted his award, he was wearing stripes, and the other researchers in the crowd were tossing cardboard flies at him. Oh, just a bunch of scientists tossing cardboard flies.
Okay, see, I would have fucking hired Jeff Goldblum to show up
Oh, that would have been funny.
because he's a giant. For those of you who do not know what the fuck we're talking about, back in the 1980s, there was a remake of a movie called The Fly with Jeff Goldblum.
So I can't find it now, but some others that they did was um, they studied bats. A group of scientists studied bats, um, fruit bats specifically because. So I'm sure you've read this somewhere. Like there are animals that feast on fruit. If the fruit has become, fermented, they'll get intoxicated, right?
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
of the ethanol. So there's a specific group of bats that they noticed were avoiding the higher ethanolized, whatever the word is, fruit to avoid being intoxicated. And like they did an entire study on watching bats avoid getting drunk.
How does one get that job? Like,
Yeah, like how do you propose that grant?
and what kid says, you know what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Right.
I want to watch bats not get drunk.
Um
You know what I mean?
right. Like let me yeah. Um, so among the most animated of the winners was a team of researchers from several European countries who studied the physics of pasta sauce. One of the researchers wore a cook's outfit with a fake mustache to accept, which sounds racist, to accept the award, while another dressed as a big ball of mozzarella cheese, and they got pummeled by several people holding wooden cookware. They ended by handing out bowls of pasta to the Nobel laureates. So I think what they were studying is how it sticks to pasta. I don't know, but like people get paid to do this shit, and there's a whole award ceremony for it. And now like I kind of want to look this up every year to see what wins. There was also a mini opera about gastroenterologists and their patients, inspired by this year's theme, which is digestion. Several people sang about all of the challenges of treating stomach bugs and being feted by patients who bring them pizza and chili dogs. So, anyways, IG Nobel Prize. I kind of want to go to that.
I kind of want to know the weirdest fucking jobs people have. You know, like for example, I mean that right there. Like how do you
Right.
like where do you
How
go
is
to?
that a thing?
Right. Like okay, for example, I don't know if you know the Instagram model influencer Gracie Bond or whatever. She's like the chick that like has like this huge ass. A couple
Oh, okay.
a
I didn't
couple
know
years
her.
ago, she
Of
was like
course, you know her name. I know who you're talking about,
she,
but
like a
go
couple
ahead.
years ago, she was like kicked off, or they made her buy an extra
Yeah,
ticket on
because her ass was too
because
big.
yeah, her ass is too big. So I saw a clip of her on a podcast, and she says that she has to hire somebody to wipe her butt because her butt is so big that her arms can't reach all the way back there. And my question is, how do I get that job? Oh, I mean, how does one get that job? You know what I mean? I mean, but I'm sure there's like other jobs out there where I'm just like, wait, that's your job?
Well, I mean, essentially, it's home health care, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Okay, like for example, one of my weirdest jobs was for an adult production company where uh, I would have to watch the defective movies and make sure that whatever, and send them back to the original company. You know what I mean? So basically, I was being paid to watch porn and send bad merchandise to its original.
I can't imagine a more perfect job for you.
Right, and then the internet killed VHS and DVDs and shit. But
That killed VHS.
video ki- yeah, video killed. Yeah. But yeah. So I'm just curious if you guys out there have like really weird or cool jobs or like I don't know, you know, like let us know. Send us a fucking email. Um, but I'm sure there's a lot. I'm sure there's like some good ones out there. Like oh yeah, so and so paid me just to like rub his butt or something. I don't know.
Right, right. Like if anybody has a connection to get paid to sleep, holler at your girl.
Hell yeah. All right, so are you ready for my last one?
All right, hit me with your last one.
Okay, so this is my last one. It kind of, again, I'm not gonna go down the political thing, but it's kind of relates to political, I guess,
We
event.
could really start a tally of how many times we say, "I'm not gonna go down the."
Right. That could be a game for you guys. Every time we say that, you take a shot. Okay, so I don't know if you heard about this, but so this is the article. I've actually seen a couple of videos, but uh, so the article is stunned Los Angeles parent exposes teacher for forcing fifth graders to do homework on the life of, you guessed it, racist Charlie Kirk. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so if you guys Google Charlie Kirk and homework assignment, you'll probably come to this article or a video, and it's like a packet. It's like this animated coloring book thing
Can I ask where this took place?
here in LA.
Oh.
Okay, so let me read the article for you. It's common for parents to look over their children's homework and even help out when needed. Naturally, they expect to see assignments that align with the school curriculum. What they don't expect is homework centered on the life of political commentator Charlie Kirk. That's exactly what one stunned Los Angeles parent discovered when his fifth grade son brought home the assignment. The father filmed a video showing the worksheet, even asking his son to confirm that it was handed out in class. The boy added that his teacher appeared sad while distributing the papers. Why would fifth graders need to learn about Charlie Kirk? There seems to be no educational reason at all, yet the handout featured a cover page titled The Life of Charlie Kirk, alongside a drawing of him, leaving many questions about why it was part of the lesson. In the homework given to the Los Angeles class, there was a page about Kirk's life. Then there was a true or false quiz that had questions such as he founded Turning Point USA when he was 20 years old. He was committed. He was a committed Christian, and his faith guided his life. And observing the Sabbath each week had no impact on Charlie's life or family. What was even more insane was that there was a question saying he passed away peacefully at home, surrounded by family. So the kids are So the kids are learning how graphic. Oh wait. So the kids are learning how graphic Kirk's death was. Another page had a question titled "Write a summary: The life and legacy of Charlie Kirk." On another page, there was a reading comprehension skills question that asked, "How did Charlie's life tragically end?" Are they supposed to describe his death? Teachers shouldn't teach this. Um,
Wow.
yeah, so people reacting to the Charlie Kirk homework given, people were just as stunned at the Los Angeles father, if not more. Uh, as stunned as the Los Angeles father, if not more. One person even felt disgusted by the homework, saying as they wrote, "Oh, that's actually gross." When one person said, "He was just a podcaster, by the way. This is so weird." Someone replied saying that with this logic, Martin Luther King shouldn't be taught in schools. Well, people didn't like this comparison either. Another person in the replies had said MLK delivered speeches, Kirk yelled at teenagers. Um, but yeah, some idiot teacher is passing out curriculum about racist Charlie Kirk.
Not that it matters, but I wonder, does it say if it was a private or public school?
Uh, I don't. It doesn't say.
I mean, like, if it was a private Christian school, that would make a modicum of a little more sense. Like, I would be like, oh, okay. But, like, if that was a public school, even more. I mean, either way, it's fucking gross. But, like,
Well, regardless, okay, I
yeah,
feel
like,
like
either way, it's gross. But I'm just
if it was a
curious.
private school, okay, like if we're talking not like non-Catholic schools, right? Because I don't think they would have done this. I'm sorry, but if my fifth grader brought this shit to me, I would bring down the wrath of God because
Oh, yeah.
I feel it's very very unprofessional. It's like, why are you gonna fucking force your bullshit beliefs on my kid? You know. Uh, but yeah, I feel this teacher should get punished or reprimanded or something. In my opinion, because it's like, dude, like I'm not I'm not here to fucking be like, okay, well, you got to learn about fucking this religion and that religion, and it's like you can't pick your personal shit. These are not your fucking kids, you know.
Wow. That's fucking nuts.
And again, I'm not look. The guy was a piece of shit. I will stand that. I will die on that fucking. But yeah, he didn't deserve to get murdered. But I'm not gonna be sad or be like forced to grieve a piece of shit racist. You know.
Yeah, no, I also agree wholeheartedly. Like, and I guess not to go down the political road, but I mean, we're in it now. So, like, I had someone arguing with me over the whole free speech thing. And my point is even though I I loathed that man way before any of this happened. Like, I've loathed him for a long time.
Oh, same here. I knew of him
Him and
like
Candace Owens, can't
right
fucking stand
exactly
that
yeah.
bitch. But um, anyways, like, I've loathed him for a long time. But that was freedom of speech, and he should not have died for his opinions. I hate that people are comparing him to Martin Luther King. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know? But yeah, no, that's insane. I actually, just while we were talking, I looked it up, and there's actually another story um kind of congruent to this. Is kids were supposed to put up a poster of their hero, like draw a poster of their hero,
Right.
and this one kid put up Charlie Kirk, and the school made him take it down because they said it was too political. But other kids put up Obama, Hillary Clinton, and stuff like that. And honestly, again, as much as I hate this man and I hate how this is being glorified and he's being martyred and people are, all of that, like, if you're going to allow other political figures, regardless if this guy was just a podcast or what, like, as long as there was no racist imagery or any of the hate speech that Charlie Kirk spewed, like, if it was just like, hey, I really like that guy, like, they shouldn't make him try to take it down. That's my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
Like, you can't sit here and scream free speech, but only if it aligns with what you believe. You know,
Which the irony to that is the fact is that the red or the right wing are doing that exact same thing.
right,
It's more like,
right.
well, it's okay if we do it, you know.
Right. Yeah, that oh my god. I was just like, okay, I can't think of her name right now, but like they're like
Marjorie
all these
Green.
no. Oh, no. Um but there was a Democrat um congressperson, I think.
Oh,
The
from
the woman who was killed and her
oh yeah.
husband and her dog um like a month earlier, and not boo was said about her, and she was actual like an actual politician.
Right, and the fact that when that reporter asked that piece of shit Trump what he thought, you know, like, and he did the whole
Right.
who I don't know who you're talking about.
Right.
Like, fuck you, you fucking worthless piece of shit.
Yeah, Melissa Hortman, that was her name. Um in Michigan. And well, and it's just like the people that are screaming, "Oh, you shouldn't talk shit about Charlie Kirk or post anything that you're like praising his death or whatever." I was like, "Okay, so how many Paul Pelosi memes did you post? Like, how many jokes about a hammer and Nancy Pelosi have you made?"
Well, not only that, but fucking Lurch, Trump's retarded son, posted, you know, like, oh, this is the, you know, the my Halloween fucking costume. You're making fun of.
Right, right. But that was okay. That was okay.
Well, I mean, there is no logic, you know. Like, even my fucking,
Right,
you know,
right,
my neighbor
right.
across the street is a Trump supporter, and we've had this. We try not to talk politics, but in the few times, or I think it was the first time when I was testing the waters to make sure what his stance was, and we kind of got into the whole, well, yeah, ICE is only deporting the criminals, and I'm like, is that what you really fucking believe? Because that is not happening, dude.
Right,
You know,
right.
and then I'm just like, well, and I told him, I said, well, what about all these like, um, veterans who are being deported, and you know,
Oh
for
yeah.
you know, and you know what his fucking answer was? Well, that's not true. How do you join the military without being a citizen? And I was like, I'm sorry. He's like, yeah. How do you join the military without being a citizen? And I'm like, I was just like, I was like, how old are you, dude? You're like 20 years older than me, and you're like, you've been in the military. How do you not know this shit? And I was like, you didn't know that you didn't have to be a citizen to join the military? He's like, no. It's like, dude, I became a citizen 2 years ago. When I turned 18, as soon as I turned 18, guess who fucking sends me a fucking letter? The U.S.
Right.
government. So I can fucking sign up for the draft. And throughout high school, that was their fucking pitch. Oh, if you're not a citizen, join the military. We'll help you get your
Yeah.
citizenship. I heard that
Yeah.
shit like all 3 years of high school. And for someone who didn't know, oh, and then once I was like, dude, no, you don't have to fucking be a citizen to join the military. Then his response was, well, then they must have done something bad, or they probably deserved it. And I'm like, dude, some of these people just got like a fucking DUI, which
It's
I'm
not
not.
even like the fucking rating. Like, you can't go to a car wash anymore
Oh no,
because,
you definitely can't.
anyways,
But yeah, I don't want. We'll have our
I
political
don't want to
show.
go down a political road.
Like, just damn
We're
politician.
ridiculous. Hey, at least it was towards the end.
It was towards the end. In the
We made it through
end.
this whole thing.
Okay. Well, that being said, I guess we'll call it a day, and you
Yeah.
know, follow us obviously on Instagram. It's Zombie and Jelly Bean, and or No Rest for the Twisted on Instagram and YouTube. So right now you can listen or watch our podcast on YouTube or listen to it on Spotify. And yeah, send us an email and tell us a good story. But for real though, like if you got horror stories, weird job stories, like let us fucking know. Like tell us the weirdest shit you guys have.
Stories you don't tell at parties.
Exactly. That being said, you can hit me privately at my photography Instagram. It's Zombie Taurus Photography 13. You can follow me, check out my art, my photography, or send me an email. Do you want to give out your handles, Jellybean?
If you want to get a hold of me, contact him.
Yes. So if you want her phone number, contact me.
You're my screener.
Be like, screenshot. All right. So we will bid adieu and see you next week.
Be good humans.
Yes, be good humans.
Well, folks, that's the way it really happened.
And sterilized so you get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
That's all, folks.
Feet on the wheel. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. So
Bye-bye.